Welcome to another episode of Talking Busch. I'm your host, Derek Hartman. Dave Pikus has off tonight.
Nicely done.
Yeah.
Sounds like you did that before.
Yeah, you know, I've watched Anchorman a few times.
Mm-hmm.
John, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. I think you should almost take over introduction duties. I'm thinking that was pretty damn good.
Thank you. Matt, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. It's been a little bit of a cluster around here trying to get our stuff together. Technical difficulties, which it looks like we may be having right now because John's face is not moving.
John, can you hear me now? Not good.
Yeah, technical difficulties indeed. Well,
yeah, we are so hot right now.
We may be in for a battle because it's been this way the entire time. Oh, there he goes. Let's try a quick call back. Anyways, Derek, how are you?
I'm doing all right.
Yeah?
Yeah. You know, it's been a busy week. Happy that it's over.
Mm-hmm.
Fantasy
Almost
football team is great.
No work tomorrow or what?
I don't ever work Fridays.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fantasy football season is, you're off to a nice start.
Love it.
Mm-hmm. Cashed in, went big on the Chiefs and cashing in big time so far.
So far, so good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do we got him
Hello?
back? Hey,
John, we back?
there he is.
Hey.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. That was weird.
Yeah, I don't know. We have no video of you, though.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. I mean, I can do it over the phone.
All right. Well, we'll just have.
It honestly didn't pop up. It didn't pop up on my Skype app. So.
So you're talking to us on your phone right now.
Yeah.
Oh.
How am I sounding?
It sounds good.
It sounds great,
yeah,
actually.
it sounds really nice.
Let's just do it this way then. Let's
Okay.
just do it this way.
Perfect.
Wonder if I have one screen. I don't think I do.
Quick weekend recap, John. How was your weekend?
It was pretty freaking fantastic. I don't know if you know, but I beat a certain someone in fantasy football, and it feels pretty fucking good. Not gonna lie.
Rumor has it you crushed him.
I pretty much dominated him, and it was just so refreshing. It just gave me a new look on life for fantasy football.
You know, if that game were to have a headline, I think it would read something to the effect of Space Mountain may be the oldest ride in the park, but it has the longest line.
Absolutely, baby. Woo!
I don't even know what that means. So, but good for you. Good for you, John.
16.2
What do you
to
think Space Mountain
72.3, throttling.
It's only week 2. Don't get too excited. I may be at the bottom of the power rankings today, but I bet I do not end up there.
That's probably true.
I don't know. Your running back combo is a little shaky.
Yeah, we need to find some. That's not the problem. The problem is not that the Lords had zero expectation at the running back position. The problem is you got to get better play out of your 3 supposed stud wide receivers, and unfortunately, I have one that's been playing very well that I have not started either week.
Correct. We
You finally put him in.
Yeah,
I see.
I did. I'm not dicking around with that frickin' Cardinals offense anymore.
We had basically the same draft strategy.
Yeah.
And my season's going really well.
Mm-hmm.
Yours, not so much.
No. We were bidding on all the same players. I can specifically remember a couple of them. Mike Evans being one that I thought, I'm going to get him cheap, and then I didn't.
Yep.
And Tyreek Hill, I thought, I'm going to get him cheap, and then I didn't.
Yep.
And here I sit with frickin' Odell Beckham, who can't do anything because the Giants suck. And Devontae Adams has been fine. Not great, but fine. And Larry Fitzgerald has just been complete dumpster fire. That team is terrible. That offense is terrible. What the hell happened to Sam Bradford? Remember when he threw 3 touchdowns for us in the first week of the season last year and he looked like a world beater?
He sure did.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I mean, that's literally the best he's ever looked.
Yeah.
So it was fitting that he was hurt.
He looked like a Heisman Trophy winner game.
You see a guy play like that, and you can see where the talent, why he went one, and all that talent and stuff. But God, how Aaron Rodgers on the Cardinals would be a playoff team.
Probably yes.
No
Aaron
matter how
Rodgers
bad
on
they
any
are.
team would be a playoff team.
And we're not trying to say, obviously, Sam Bradford is not Aaron Rodgers, right? I mean,
God, no.
but he was a
He
freaking
can't move.
Yeah.
That's part of the problem.
Yeah, I guess. Ugh, just frustrating.
Yeah, because like even with David Johnson, his value has gone down so much.
Yeah.
And I think if Phil could get a little bit of help from David Johnson, he probably would be 2-0. I think he's 1-1 now, right?
Mm-hmm. He had a nice week last week.
He did.
Tough one this week 1. He had a nice week. Last week was
right.
Last week was not a very good. That was one of those 6-3 type NFL games between him and Grieve.
Which, by the way, what a job Mrs. Dahl is doing. It's just amazing what that organization is doing over there. I mean, pretty
ugly
much,
wins, huh?
we all thought as soon as Le'Veon Bell was holding out,
I mean,
his season was over. He
yeah.
was going 0-12. There's no way he's winning a game. Look at him now. Look at him now.
That's right.
That is one we definitely did not expect.
No.
Drew's back to his normal self. Only took 1 week. Only took 1 week for being on top for the dumpster fire to reignite. Stephon Diggs puts up 31.4 points against Green Bay. Fitzpatrick 4 touchdowns. Soup du jour 126.5 to 116.2.
You know, it's not quite typical dumpster fire fashion. I mean, he didn't score 70 points.
This is true. You did though.
I did.
True.
I scored 78, I think.
No,
actually
72.
72.
72.3 to be exact.
72.
Correct.
Shit. Damn. But 116 out of the dumpster fire has got to be on the top, like 10% of all the points, all the weeks he's had in the last 5 years. So I bet he feels pretty good about himself yet.
Yeah. I mean, even the power rankings, he's top 5, top 6.
Yeah, he had a great week 1.
Yep.
And his concrete pour went well, so he doesn't have to spend millions of dollars redoing that. So he's probably sitting on cloud 9 right now.
Hey, good for you, Drew.
Proud of you, buddy.
He ought to be having a baby here pretty soon too.
Close.
Right?
Yeah.
Everybody's popping them out.
That's right.
It's just
So I
the
don't know
season.
if you guys heard the news, but Hughes, your daddy, had a big week this week.
No. Go
Really?
on.
Quite big.
What happened?
153.4.
Jesus.
Beat the Langer Banger. He put up 113.2.
Mm-hmm.
That just hurts when you score over 100 and you still just get throttled. That hurts a little bit.
Well,
Yeah, there's one thing like Matt losing by 50, but it's a little different when you put up 113 and lose by 40.
Right.
Well, and I think last week you played Jeff, who put up like almost 140.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, Lang has had 295.5 points against so far this year.
So that's 147.5 points per week scored against him. Wow.
Yeah, I mean that hurts even more. If week 1, Jeff put up 142 and he put up 120. When you put up 120, you win 9 times out of 10.
Well, this is a weird start to the league so far.
It has
by the
been.
way, something like 108, 109 points scored on average, which is probably through 2 weeks. I bet it's 10 or 12 points higher than last year.
Sure.
It's because of this bullshit roughing the passer stuff.
That's true.
The scoring totals are higher than they've ever been because all these offenses are getting second, third, fourth, fifth chances and they're getting 15 yards of crack. They're just moving right down the field.
Like
it's
the Vikings.
just ridiculous.
There is that. Is there some of it that we're just better at fantasy football than we used to be?
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
I think it's it's you got to have a unicorn riding in on a unicorn with a horseshoe and a lucky rabbit's foot and all that jazz. Still, but
you talk about that bad.
I think all the penalties have really. It's not only just affecting the league; it has definitely got the offensive scoring up to where guys like, the guys on the Powells and the Everett Lindsays of the world, or Philip Lindsay, I'm sorry. Those guys are, putting up way more points than they would have 5 years ago.
I mean, maybe. To be honest, if you look at the scoring sheet, though, it's quarterbacks.
Is it?
Quarterbacks putting up huge numbers.
Yeah.
I mean, this week, Roethlisberger was your leading scorer. 39.
And Mahomes threw 6 touchdowns.
39 points sitting on Lang's bench.
Is-
Not that he
is
would have won
Mahomes-
with that anyways, but
Is Mahomes considered one of us?
Oh, some in a roundabout way, I'm sure somebody says claims Pat Mahomes' kid to be a Minnesotan, but
yeah, Mahomes 38, Kirk Cousins 33, Blake Bortles
Crazy.
32
32 for Bortles against the Patriots.
against the Patriots.
Yeah.
I watched some of that game. He just marched them up and down the field.
Not a competitive game. That was surprising
No.
to me.
No.
Jaguars had a strong command of that game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it could have been worse if not for a couple turnovers on the Jaguars, which were not Bortles' fault.
Right.
Matt Ryan 30 points. Fitzmagic 30 points.
Matt Ryan had 2 rushing touchdowns, though.
I know. I won't be counting on that later on in the year.
Right.
How about the barn burner on Monday night? Jeff and Adam, did you do a wellness check? Did anybody check on Jeff? Is he still
I
with us?
did. Nat, did you do a wellness check?
No, I was with I was with Jeff on Sunday, living the highs and lows of the Vikings game.
Sure. That. Oof.
And so it took some medication, but we got through it.
All right.
Okay. What time did you leave him?
It was shortly after the game on Monday, or Sunday rather.
So,
I did a wellness check roughly around 5:30, 6 o'clock.
okay.
And Jeff was not Jeff. I was expecting him to hit the panic button. His team sucks. He wanted to trade half of them to me or to somebody. He responded back to my text, and if I can just pull this up here, cue the intermission music. He said, I said, how you doing, Jeff? He said, hanging in there. You win some, you lose some, quote unquote. And I was like,
Jeff with a new
what
perspective
the
on
hell?
life.
Like, that's not
Jeff,
the guy last year
blowjob.
would have been like trying to trade me everybody under the sun or say
Oh,
he was
yeah.
going to spend $20 on the waiver wire.
Uh-huh.
And then his spelling was just god awful. So I asked him if he was, he was getting a little nookie, and he said no, he was eating a DQ Blizzard. So he must have just been calming himself down.
He was White
like,
Goodman
well,
at the end of Dodgeball.
That's nice.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. I think he's in love.
He's domesticated, I think.
I think so.
Yeah.
Happens to everyone.
It's
Yep.
crazy what love does to a guy.
Yeah, indeed. And still two very nice weeks.
Exactly. He is getting it done.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so
Didn't pick up the win, but
No. Good game, though. Good match.
I bet you Adam feels a lot better now, though, because if Adam would have went 0-2,
Mhm.
ooh,
Yeah.
Adam did text me on Monday, a little nervous. Then Tyler Lockett started scoring some points for him,
Mm-hmm.
and he said, "Boy, will I feel a lot better about my team with one victory."
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's all it takes.
Yeah.
it's like getting that slump buster when you haven't been with a lady in a long time. You just get that slump buster out of the way, and then it's like water off a pig.
One more
off
matchup to
what is it?
talk
Water
about.
off a pig's back.
Sure.
Just yeah,
Yeah.
just keeps flowing. Everything just keeps rolling, man.
In a match of Mandy's only suitors, Max over Dave, 124.8 to 86.1.
Oh my God!
Is that on the headline?
I think that's it.
Oh,
I
very
think-
nice. What? Sorry, what was the score of the game?
Max,
I don't think it
124.
matters at
Solid
this
week
point.
for Max.
Oh yeah, bounce back for Max.
86.1 for Dave.
Yeah, not so
I'm
good
gonna
for
take.
Dave.
I'm gonna take a shot at Dave here. Max proved that he is the dominant suitor.
Oh, there's no question.
Yep. There's offspring involved.
Yep.
Jewelry.
And he put a beat down on Dave.
Yes, he
So,
did. Yes, he did.
Kudos, Max. Well done.
Big Hoss going to have to regroup.
Sounds like
Him and
the script
I.
as usual.
Him and I both probably, but yeah, I don't see a lot of upside for Team Big Hoss. I'm gonna rub some salt in the wound since he's not here.
Yeah, I mean, who do you feel good about?
LaShawn McCoy is probably your best player right now.
Yeah,
Antonio
that's not
Brown
good.
is obviously a stud if he's got his freaking head right, but
Yeah, that whole Steelers organization
they're a
is
mess.
just a mess right now.
Is Tomlin going to be on the hot seat here?
Well, if he can't control his players, and I mean their best player doesn't show up, their second best player decides that he responds on Twitter, trade me. I mean, you can't have your two best players doing that.
Yeah. It's
So,
just a recap for the week. 1,314 points scored this week. That's 109.5 per team. 8 teams were above the average. Matt's low score of 72 probably helped 8 teams be above that average.
yes, indeed.
My high of 153.4. I really, really felt like I was going to go for the record.
so are you second now?
As the scoring is adjusted as we play, so time will tell where that stands based on if we stay up here at 108, 109 points a game, it probably won't be in the top 4 or 5.
Yeah, it might be top 10 or something.
Yep.
Yeah.
Notable transactions this week. Giovanni Bernard.
Yeah, that was a big one.
Yeah.
I had some money in there.
Jeff got me on that one.
I also had a bit in. Matt Breida.
Leading the NFL in rushing, I think.
It helps when you put up 130 on 8-9 carries.
Yep, that's exactly right.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
So the dumpster fire going big on Breida.
Yeah, I think if I was getting one of those running backs for 11 and one for 7, I'd rather have Gio.
I think so too.
Gio looks like he's going to be a good player, but for how long? 3 weeks?
Yeah.
What's
the outlook on Mixon? Either he can't stand up or Mixon's coming back.
Mixon's coming back.
Is he?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. They said 3-4 weeks. It's already they had a Thursday game, so that's pretty much already 1 week. So is it 2? Is it 3?
Sure.
3 weeks. Where Breida could really take control of that. And
it's true.
Morris is their running back. Morris is terrible.
Yeah, that's true. And Garoppolo looks like the offense should be respectable.
Yep. All play wins on the season. I have 21. That's pretty good, huh?
In case you couldn't see, he was smiling when he said that.
21
Yeah,
out of a
I'm
possible
sure he was.
22.
Yes, you have one all-play loss to Jeff in week 1.
I could hear his shit-eating grin through the phone.
You'll be going. I think the record, because I looked at this once a year or two ago. I think it was when the year that Grieve was real good.
Sure.
I think the best. I think it's been done a couple times is one all-play loss over a 3-week span.
Oof.
So if you're high scorer here again this week,
Here we go.
that would put you in that conversation.
It's crazy that you guys have such close the over-under. Like, you guys are, like, legit for this week's matchup, you and Grieve. I'm going to call this our matchup of the week.
Well, it should be. It is a
2-0
trophy game.
2-0 versus
Yeah.
2-0.
The pillow
I guess what I'm
fight
getting at
trophy
is
is on the line.
It's not like one of you is heavily favored over the other. You guys are pretty evenly matched according to ESPN.
I can't
So-
believe that Grieve has a good team.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
he did only score 86 points last week.
True.
I mean, if his thing is if Jones and Gronk have to score 20 each.
Yeah, he is starting Tyrod Taylor this week.
Okay.
He is. Tyrod Taylor was a Jeff Bottom Grief top roster spot. We drafted him, but he wasn't good enough for us, so we had to cut him.
John, how do you feel about your matchup this week?
I'm kind of nervous.
You are the biggest spread of the week.
I know. That's what she said. I honestly, I don't. I mean, I won't be shocked if Trevor whoops up on me. I mean, if Fitzmagic continues his tear across the NFL, Tevin Coleman has looked good in Devonta Freeman's absence. Obviously, Kareem Hunt was the lead rusher last year, and with Kansas City's offense, anything is possible. And he's got DeAndre Hopkins, and we all know how good he is. So I'm pretty much going to need a lot of points from everybody. I can't do what I did week 1, which is, you get 27 out of Melvin Gordon and 10 out of Cook and 6 out of Cooper and 8 out of Ertz. I got to get over 10 on everybody for sure.
Yep. So you need somebody like Ertz or, go big.
Yeah, and especially with them at home against Indy, Carson Wentz is back.
It's doable.
That makes me feel a little bit better. The Vikings are at home against a horrible Buffalo defense. Matt Stafford is at home against a mediocre New England defense. I mean, like I said, I'm not going to be shocked if Trevor whoops up on me, but it would be cool if I could at least keep it competitive.
John, could maybe you just play this right before your team plays the game?
Great
okay,
moments are born from great opportunities.
Get some inspiration going.
Yeah,
I think so. I think I'll tweet all my players. I'll tweet that to them.
There you go.
Perfect.
There you go.
Adam Hartman takes on Team Aponte. Another big spread. Max 10-point favorite.
Indeed.
You guys just down on those two? Or?
Yeah, I find both teams to be a bit unremarkable. I know I'm saying that based on being...
Says the guy that's in last place in the power rankings.
Yeah, but also the guy with a microphone in his face, so...
That's true.
I was high on Max's team to start the year. I still like some of those guys, but Leonard Fournette, get questions about his health right now.
That hurts.
And he's got Newton and McCaffrey, and the Carolina offense has got to be about the most frustrating offense that I've ever seen.
Absolutely.
They have playmakers like crazy, and it's just like they grind out these 17 to 14 games. And
their head coach likes that style.
Yeah, I know it. It looks like an offense that should be able to open it up.
Also,
do
you know who the offensive coordinator is for that team?
Who's that?
John?
Do you get the sound bar?
No, I don't. You give it to us.
Norv!
Oh. I didn't know that.
It's a sophisticated offense.
Yes, drop Cam Newton back as far as possible and let him huck it up.
Yep.
Pretty much, yep, 7-step drops.
Wow.
Who you got, John? Adam? Max?
I'm looking at, first off, I don't know if Adam knows how to read a injury report, but Dalvin Cook is going to play on Sunday, so that Latavius Murray add-in. Not feeling it. Josh Gordon, he's probably not going to play very much at Detroit. Sorry, Adam. I'm going to go with Max on this one, especially since he's got the number 1 wide receiver in the league who is at Atlanta. We all know Atlanta's defense isn't shut down, so I'm going to take Max on that.
All right, the battle of the children this week, Peppy Kids versus Heartbreak Kids.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Good lead up.
Lang is 4-0 in his last 4 against Phil.
Ooh.
Who you got this week?
I'm going to go with, Phil's got 2 people going right now, so
I think, I still like Phil's team a lot. Rogers stud. David Johnson's going to get going to some extent.
You would think, but maybe not.
Yeah, I think he will. And I think Jordan Howard is as underrated a running back as there probably is in the NFL.
Yes.
So, and James Conner, who...
Grief somehow did not pick up.
Yep. Who's a wild
Weird.
card. He's a wild card, so I'll take the Peppy Kids.
do I have to pick? I like them both.
Aw.
Aw, I know. No, I'm looking at it. I'm going to go with Landry and Anunwa play tonight. Short week. I don't think they do very well. I'm going to go with Tim Lang. Everybody's playing on Sunday. So I'm going with Tim.
Tim's bound to get some luck here.
Yeah, that's true.
It has to happen.
Although I do recall not that long ago him being the lowest scoring team in the entire league and winning a championship.
That asshole.
So
I'm still bitter.
So I'm not sure that he's actually due.
True. Good point.
He'll get a win. Yep.
2 girlies, 1 cup. Blame it on the kombucha. Big favorites. Jeff over Drew, which sounds like it would be correct.
Yeah, as much as I hate to say it, Jeff being my. I mean, our league is kind of weird where it's kind of like college where you kind of like cheering for your division, but you want to beat everyone in your
You
division.
just want to kick their ass.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I don't know how to feel about Jeff being good. I'm kind of torn. I think he might be good though. So
I hope Drew is good.
I hope Drew is good
If
too.
Drew
but
is relevant, the league is better.
I've been fooled.
Don't say
I've
that.
been
Don't
fooled
make
by
him feel any better than
Well,
he already is.
I think-
We got to keep Drew down while we can.
We've been fooled by tiny spurts of consistent play
True.
by Drew before, and what do we know is he's had 6 years of repetitively terrible play.
The
So,
dumpster fire
Right.
lights again.
I'll take.
I'm going to
Jeff.
go with Jeff on this one, though. I like Jeff's team.
Big Hoss versus the Lords. Battle of the bottom feeders.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are both a mess right now.
Yeah, indeed.
Who gets this important victory?
Can I go first?
Please do.
I'm gonna go with the Lord Commissioner is gonna squeak this one out. Squeak it out. Not
Okay.
by much, but he's gonna squeak it out.
I mean, kind of like in Pillow Fight Trophy-esque fashion.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Just two god-awful teams battling it out.
I still like my team. I have got to have my
You
good players.
say that all the time. You
I have
could
got
be
to have.
0-10.
I'm not going to go and blow this thing up. Russell Wilson is a stud. Freaking ODB is a stud. Devontae Adams is a stud. Juju Smith
Adams
is a
is
stud.
only a stud with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, well,
He
last
is
I
the
checked, he's
quarterback.
playing.
Yep.
Well, I just can't wait till Deshaun Kaiser comes in. We'll see how big of a stud Devontae Adams is.
Well,
'cause
he will not
is-
be, but
He's a bum. He is a bum.
he scored against the Vikings.
Don't wait too long to make changes, Matt. That's all I'm going to say.
I don't think there are better options out there right now. I'm not making
Matt
changes.
is
just to make
not
changes.
notorious for making a ton of changes.
No, to my detriment usually. Usually I start off super hot and then I don't make the necessary adjustments.
Right,
So this is
'cause you're
probably
just-
the worst case scenario for me.
You're basically just throwing your D on the table and being like, "Look at me! I am so smart. I am so good at fantasy football." And then,
Yep.
when it comes
How do the
playoff time.
playoffs come?
Mm-hmm.
Not that I should talk because I'm notorious for
I know.
in the playoffs, but you know,
I mean, like Matt said, I got a microphone in my face. I mean, I am the only two-time champion on the airwaves right now. Just throwing that out there.
Yes, you are.
well, if Dave was here, it's not like that would have changed.
Nope. That's
Well,
true.
true. It wouldn't. That's crazy. Just crazy. But somebody, I will say this: somebody in this circle of Talking Bush podcast will be in the championship.
Mm.
Well, God, I feel good
making
about
that
my
call
squad
right
now.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be I don't think it'll be the big Haas, but 3 out of 4 ain't bad.
Any last thoughts about fantasy football for the week, John?
Not really. It should be an interesting week. We got, believe it or not, we have only 2 undefeated teams. I think, didn't last year we have more? I feel like we did. Maybe we didn't. But
Yeah.
anyway, it's going to be interesting, and this is starting
only
to
one
get
after this
into the nuts and bolts of the season. Like Matt said, making your adjustments accordingly. Picking up those guys the guys you got to really dig deep for, that are your flex player, that give
Yep.
you the 10 points you need.
Your take a
You know, to
chance on
be-
me, guys.
And get
Am I say it again?
Your take a chance on me, guys.
Yeah, exactly.
and getting that roster in good shape so that you can make the divisional play push from week 6 to week 12, because that's
Absolutely.
extra
essential.
money right there.
A lot
That's
of
extra
teams.
money.
Lot of teams 1-1 right now.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of teams.
It's wide open.
So,
Yep. This is a big week for a
so
lot of
I'm
players.
basically going into this hoping that I somehow pull a win out over Trevor, and that Tim and Max both eat shit, and I end up on the top of the division going into week 4.
Anything's possible.
Anything is possible. So
Thank you, Kevin Garnett.
it just makes me want to listen to The Lonely Island.
Matt, any final fantasy football thoughts for the week?
No, we're gonna try and right the ship. Lucky to have one win under my belt last week, so it's not a total loss, and lot of ball left.
All right. Before our final thoughts of the week, I do have one question for John.
Okay.
John, what is better, watching the Vikings tie or kissing Drew's sister?
Hands down, kissing Drew's sister. Who wouldn't want to do that?
And the easiest questions of all time.
It was. That was a no-brainer.
John,
Have you seen Drew's sister?
I have.
Yeah, you know.
That's why I asked the question.
She is a tall drink of water. Let's just put it that way.
Hi, Drew.
Hi, Drew. Love you.
We all love you.
I
John, then
love
do you
following Cass
have a
on
final
Insta
thought?
and Snap and every other form of social media.
Oh, good for you.
John, do you have a final thought of the week for me?
Not really.
Then just say Jimmy Butler's a bitch.
Yeah, we can just all, I think, agree on that.
I don't know.
He just kind of just put it down. He really just made this year just not even fun. Like I don't look forward to the Timberwolves this year like I did last year.
If anybody who's holding their breath for the Timberwolves to straighten themselves out, you ought to learn by now, man. I mean,
Yeah.
It's one of those things. I mean, it's like the freaking deal with Tiger over and over and over and over again. And now Tiger's playing well, but I'll start paying attention to the Wolves when they get their shit figured out and keep it that
Right.
way.
I think there's only one way to get this ship turned around. That's we just push all your chips in. Let's hire KG. Let's get him back in here.
Hey, why not?
Get him
It
back.
put people in the seats at least.
Can't be worse.
Well, exactly. He's the face of the franchise.
Mhm.
No offense to George Mikan, but
I bet Cat stays if they put KG in there.
Better
oh,
shot.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what Derek and I were debating earlier. Was I mean, in this league now, do you keep Cat or do you go with the trend, which is a guard-oriented, a big,
Mhm.
a fast-moving guard offense?
Yeah.
I
And that's only
personally keep Cat. I think he is a generational talent,
yeah.
but
I just really wish that the NFL and the NBA could go back to the old rules. Like in the NBA, you could hand check. Someone comes to the hole. If tell me this. Tell me, you think LeBron would score as many points as he does if he had to go down?
yes,
Yes, he would
To the
because
block.
he's like
he's
6'8".
the one guy that would.
Yeah, one. He probably
if you
even
wanna
have
make your argument,
He'd have a
say,
better advantage, I
would
think.
Steph
in that
Curry
league.
be a two-time MVP?
No.
Well, there's that. But think about it. If LeBron is at Madison Square Garden, and I know
LeBron is
I
bigger
shouldn't do this
than
because
basically
it's
every starting guy they had.
I'm just saying when you have big guys down below, like say like a Charles Oakley and a Patrick Ewing.
But he
Yeah.
was bigger than Charles.
That
Oakley.
argument applies to the little guys slashing through the lane. LeBron James
Right.
is not a slasher.
No, he might have even been better in that era.
Yeah, I think so too. I think
just rolling over people.
yeah. I mean, if you want to let the game get more physical, that advantages the big guys. And LeBron is there's never been a big guy like LeBron.
It would be interesting to see his stats when like what happens when people start like hitting him on the hands, kind of getting rough with him. Like does he excel more or does he like start getting really pissed off and like not shut down but like just is not himself?
John, are you just upset because Space Jam 2 is a go?
I actually am really, you know what? And that's the thing. I really do like LeBron, but I just love Michael Jordan that much better. So I'm actually really excited for Space Jam 2, and like I said, I love LeBron. He is obviously the number 2 best player in the entire NBA all time. He's obviously number 1 right now in the current NBA. I just like Michael Jordan that much more. He's the GOAT, man. He's the GOAT. He's got his own shoe. That's all I gotta say about that.
Well, LeBron has his own shoe. and
That's
like
true,
20
but
other
not
guys.
like Jordan. I mean,
but
when
they're
you
not
got
Jordans.
Jays.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you got Jays, man, that's saying something.
Maybe LeBron's shoes will be that way though, 20 years from now.
Hard to say.
And you know what? I guess what really bothered me was the super team thing. Because now look at the league.
Yeah.
You know,
It's just
DeMarcus Cousins goes to the Golden State Warriors. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah.
That's just not right.
It's hard to compare. It's almost getting to be apples and oranges, just about in every sport.
Yep.
To be quite
Yeah.
honest, I mean, everything's just so different than it used to be. That.
But I
quarterback
am
play
rooting for
and all that
LeBron
stuff,
in
too.
LA. I really like that move. If you thought he was great in Cleveland, I think he's going to be just as great in LA because I don't know if he has much more to work with as far as talent.
Will they take?
I don't follow LA that closely, so
Would you trade Jimmy for LeVar Ball?
absolutely not. I would rather trade Jimmy for a sack of basketballs and a tub full of Bengay cream than
I'm
get
tempted to
Lamar
ask
Ball.
what else you would trade Jimmy for.
What else would I trade Jimmy for over Lamar or Ball? I would rather trade Jimmy for. I would rather be injected with herpes than have Lamar Ball on this team.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
All right, boys. Good luck this week.
Yes, sir.
You all
It's a
as
big
well.
one for us all.
It's good talking to you boys. I gotta go brew some beer tonight. So